Freemasonry asks its members to unite in being happy and communicating happiness. It values humor highly, and meetings and dinners generate much laughter. In its earliest days, Freemasonry thrived as a haven away from endless political violence and war.
Ever since, it has always sought to foster peace and unity. But when the terrible blight of war has ripped societies apart, Freemasons have served their countries and communities with distinction, while continuing to draw hope and inspiration from the craft.
Around the world, Freemasons have always been encouraged to think of the needs of their fellow creatures. In World War I, Freemasons were honored with over 100 of the 628 Victoria Crosses awarded for valor, and similar sacrifices and gallantry have been displayed by Freemasons down the ages and across the globe.
Masons have also seen beyond the flags and uniforms of nations to the individual human tragedies of war and sought to keep alive the spirit of universal brotherhood.
In the United States, during the Civil War, Freemasons met across the Union and Confederate divide to celebrate their common rituals and shared humanity.
In World War I, after the numbing slaughter at Ypres, a Canadian prisoner of war and a German guard struck up a Masonic friendship that sustained them both. And today, Freemasonry remains an active part of military life in many countries.
The darkness you saw and endured may continue. Those who know no better will continue to fight, and innocence will continue to suffer. You have found solace and refuge. In your wisdom, you've chosen a better path.
I only wish I could do more to aid those in need of light.
You can and you will. Resolving the conflict in one's own mind is the first step. Everything else will follow.
Am I worthy enough to teach others?
Brother Goethe said that magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen. All you have to do is believe. We cannot deny our bloody history, but we can unite and create peace. Brother Mozart wrote a piece of music which best illustrates this complex thing. In perhaps his most Masonic of all his operas, The Magic Flute, all you have to do is listen.
Schmerzen,
That's incredible.
And achingly sad. You see, she's in darkness. In fact, she's the queen of darkness. She is the queen of the night. It takes someone who really understands Masonic values to show us that darkness and revenge have no place in this world. Come, Mr. Aveny. You should be very proud. You've achieved a lot.
Where to now, Hiram? This has been such a journey.
Back to where we started. The goose and gridiron. You are nearing the light, Mr. Aveny.
I do indeed begin to see light where before now only darkness reigned.
Do you understand why Freemasonry exists?
Yes, most surely. Hiram has shown me so many great and noble brothers, all of whom have proved the principles of Freemasonry to be both worthy and wise.
The power of giving never ends, Mr. Aveny. It is through that power we are able to teach those, like yourself, to become stronger, worthier men.
One last question, Hiram. I've learnt so much I wish to share with others. How may I do this?
You have a reason to be, Mr. Aveny, a purpose in the world. Understanding that is the next step on the path to enlightenment. Now listen once more, and you will learn a great truth.
Throughout his long journey, and with divine guidance, the Freemason is offered ancient advice to take him on his path from darkness to light, to encourage him in his quest for knowledge and his desire to render himself more serviceable to his fellow creatures. Let prudence direct you, temperance chasten you, fortitude support you, and justice be the guide of all your actions. Be especially careful to maintain in their fullest splendor those truly Masonic ornaments, benevolence and charity. In these simple recommendations lies a universe of meaning, exhorting the Mason to the pursuit of wisdom, strength, fairness, and sensitivity to the needs of others, urging him to be useful to mankind and to perform his allotted task while it is yet day.
From those humble beginnings 300 years ago, the United Grand Lodge of England has flourished into a vibrant and dynamic organization with around 6,800 lodges and 200,000 members of all ages.
Worldwide, Freemasonry remains as important and relevant as ever. A global society of perhaps 6 million people, with lodges for men, for women, and for both.
Although authoritarian and totalitarian regimes continue to suppress Freemasonry, afraid of its strong heritage of liberty and equality, there are extraordinary exceptions, such as Cuba, where a vibrant and popular Freemasonry continues to flourish.
From the earliest days, Masonry was always a charitable society, distributing charity to the needy. In time, the Grand Lodges and individuals supported and led major international campaigns.
Performing charitable work for the community and giving to mainstream charities have remained at the heart of Freemasonry throughout its existence. And today the United Grand Lodge of England is among the country's most important charitable donors.
Are you ready?
Yes, Hiram. I'm ready.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Hiram, for everything, for showing me the light.
I think you deserve a medal, Brother Hiram.
Now tell these brethren all that you have learnt.
That peace comes from within. And finding the good in the world is to see the beauty in nature that the great architect gives us. And enlightenment is to have faith in mankind and its abilities to create, to learn, to invent, and to further thinking. I pray these values will continue to be learnt by other men for centuries to come, and the world shall become a better place because of them.
Do you know what I think, Mr. Aveny?
I have it wrong.
I think you have all the makings of a master mason. And I believe you owe us two a drink.
Freemasons all meet on the level as equals, and this has encouraged men from all walks of life to participate. Newly made Freemasons are told that, in every age, monarchs themselves have been promoters of the art, have not thought it derogatory to their dignity, to exchange the scepter for the trowel.
In Britain, Kings George IV, William IV, Edward VII, Edward VIII, and George VI were all Freemasons, as were 18 dukes and princes, including the Duke of Edinburgh.
This year, His Royal Highness Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent, celebrates his 50th year as Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England.
His father was Grand Master from 1939 to 1942, and in 1963 His Royal Highness was proposed into Freemasonry by the then Grand Master, the Earl of Scarborough.
He was initiated into Royal Alpha Lodge number 16 on Monday the 16th of December 1963 and served as its master from 1965 to 1966.
Having served a year as Senior Grand Warden, in 1967 he was elected the 10th Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England and the 57th Grand Master of English Freemasonry since Anthony Sayer first took the chair at the Goose and Gridiron in 1717.
His Royal Highness is, by a considerable margin, the longest-serving Grand Master in the history of English Freemasonry, and has spent each year of his Grand Mastership as a tireless ambassador and advocate for the craft all over the world, continuing 3 centuries of distinguished royal tradition at the very heart of English Freemasonry.
To order, brethren! To order, brethren, to receive the most worshipful, the Grand Master.
I call upon the Grand Chaplain for the benefit of prayer.
Almighty and everlasting God, creator and giver of all life, as we celebrate the tercentenary of the founding of the Premier Grand Lodge and the birth of organized Freemasonry, we give thee heartfelt and humble thanks for all we derive from our Masonic membership in the practice of every moral and social virtue. Keep our order, we beseech thee, within the benevolent spirit of thy divine providence. so that brotherly love, relief, and truth may increase among us, to benefit those in need and be a source of blessing and comfort to all whom we serve here and the world over. Grant that thy wisdom may guide us, thy truth enlighten us, and thy justice dignify our lives. This we ask for the honour and glory of thy holy name.
Brethren, let us sing a hymn of service to God and country. call upon the Deputy Grand Master.
Most worshipful Grand Master and brethren, I hereby read the text of a letter sent today to Buckingham Palace. May it please your Majesty, we, the representatives of over 200,000 Freemasons under the United Gran Logia of England, most respectfully express our continuing loyalty to your Majesty's throne and person in this, the 66th year of your long and distinguished reign. Today we celebrate the 300th anniversary of the foundation of the Premier Grand Lodge and the 50th anniversary of the installation of His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent as our much-loved and greatly respected Grand Master. We humbly thank God for preserving our order and fervently pray His blessings on your Majesty so that our loyal devotion to your Majesty may long continue. Given at the Royal Albert Hall this 31st day of October, Anno Domini 2017. Her Majesty has been pleased to reply in the following terms. The Queen has asked me to thank you for your kind letter of loyal greetings on behalf of the representatives of the Freemasons under the United Grand Lodge of England, on the occasion of the 300th anniversary of the foundation of the Premier Grand Lodge and the 50th anniversary of the installation of the Duke of Kent as your Grand Master, which are being celebrated on the 31st of October at the Royal Albert Hall. Her Majesty appreciated your thoughtfulness in writing as you did, and, in return, has asked me to send her warm good wishes to you all for a most successful event.
It is with the warmest fraternal greetings and pleasure that I welcome you all here today to celebrate this special anniversary, the tercentenary of the founding of the Premier Grand Lodge in London. I had the pleasure of meeting 136 Grand Masters visiting from overseas at Freemasons Hall yesterday. Today, though, we are a meeting of more than 4,000 gathered from all around the world, from our own constitution and beyond, united in peace and harmony, regardless of race, religion, or any of the other things that historically foment division. We are pleased that this audience is further enlarged by many who are watching the proceedings here on live screens at Freemasons Hall and up and down the country, and indeed in other countries. I extend a warm and welcome greeting to you all. Our own provinces and districts have joyfully celebrated the tercentenary in many innovative ways this year, marked by the eager participation of their local brethren. Many of our visiting Grand Lodges have also thought our tercentenary worthy of local celebrations, which has been a cause of great delight, and we are truly honored. Today, however, is the occasion when the global Masonic family comes together to celebrate our past and renew our own pride and confidence in and enthusiasm for Freemasonry, such that we may inspire future generations. Brethren, would you now join me in singing a hymn about the guidance and sustenance that Masons have always sought from the great architect of the universe?